Live now. There's no turning back. I'm outside, y'all. Look at that sweat. Look at that sweat. That's how hot it is out here. Sweating. I am sweating. Let me show y'all what I'm eating too. There we go. There we go. How everybody doing? I know they say it's not proper to talk with your mouth full. Have some respect. There's always respect here. Got cantaloupe. Got pineapple here. Got bananas. And got the oranges. Y'all see the oranges? Yeah, man. Sometimes Facebook wants you to do a little bit more on your live so you can catch the right audience um, on your page, on your channel. Got the juice. See that juice? You got it there. Nope. Haven't had no solid foods in my stomach, so I've been mostly uh, just eating clean. It ain't something overnight that you can do for yourself. It's just something that you just keep practicing for yourself. Now, if it gets to a point where the doctor tells you to do it because they see clogged arteries, high blood pressure, stuff like that, you just got to do what the doctor says. Better yet, listen to what your body says. Do you listen to what your body tells you? Or are you listening to what your body is trying to tell you? Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention to your body? Do you feel aches and pains, stuff like that? A lot of people will jump onto eating clean and doing those things, but it takes consistency to do these things. Like, everything's got to be a practice in your life. You got to do it. You just got to do it. Does me eating this make me better than you? Nope. This doesn't make me better than you. The only difference it is that right now I'm eating cleaner and I'm making my life better. This here is just for people who understand this type of lifestyle and why. Is it hard to keep eating like this? Yep, because you can smell a couple of rib tips, some hamburgers, some hot dogs, stuff like that. But in due time, eating all of that, eventually you get sick, y'all. You get sick. You get sick. So you don't want to keep eating like that. When you're young, you can eat like this, y'all. When you're young, you can continue to eat like this because you're young. You're not thinking about it. You can just continue to eat, 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 eat. But as you get older, you start to, you know, not feel right. You start to get some decline within yourself. And for black people, we always dealing with high blood pressure. We're always dealing with diabetes, stuff like that. That's where it starts from eating all the stuff that we didn't understand. Um, but like I say, this doesn't make me better than you. You know, I could be just eating this for today, but I wouldn't lie to you. I don't. I'm always careful about what I'm putting inside my belly. You know, I pay attention to what I eat. At the same time, what I drink. It all has a reflection on you. What goes in must come out. Depends on what you're eating, and sometimes what you're eating may not come out. But you know, you ever do that? You done ate so much that some of that food didn't come out of you. You ever ate that much with some of that food don't come out of y'all? That's when you know over those years you may be needing a body cleanse. This is just a start, right? I'm not showing this to put nobody down. I'm not telling somebody to change their lives over to eating like this. But when you get a certain age, you want to change how you're eating. You want to change what you're drinking. Yeah. See that? Just what makes these jars good and come in handy at. Anyway, y'all, what is this life about? Is it about food? Well, I think knowledge itself is food, right? Knowledge itself is food. You know what you put into your mind, uh, what you're training yourself to be to come. Um, Many years, this topic here will be about how we the outcome of tough times and struggles and what happens when you go through those tough times and struggles. A lot of people don't talk about their tough times. They just give you the outcome of their life or where they at. But trust me, behind everybody's life, there was a struggle to get there with themselves. There was a struggle to get there. And for myself, I've been through those struggles. Like the stuff I used to eat, I don't eat no more. But remember, I told you, sometimes your flesh can be weak and you get very tempted to go back to eating the way you used to eat again. Sometimes people get upset when they go back to eating those bad things that they were eating before. But, that's something that I wouldn't want to do, like going backwards in your life. I always tell people, like, when you go back to where you came from that was bad, that had you in bondage, why would you go back? Like, why would you go back to where you left, where you struggled, you know, through tough times, struggle. And when you come out of those times, when things get better for you, you are a changed person. You're refined. You're better in thought. You may be a bit tough skinned. You may be better at being tough now with yourself and more mature on how you used to handle things. You know, for myself, I've been through tough times many times, tough times many times. You can go through tough times many times. You can keep going through it. But there's a point of life of understanding your tough times and moving on from it, just making things better for yourself. Just making things better for yourself. You don't want to continue to go through tough times with yourself. Um, you don't want to. I hear some people say a hard head makes a soft ass. I'm like, I never heard it like that. I've always heard it like this: a hard head makes a brick. A hard head makes a brick. People that don't listen and they get hard headed, their heads become a brick, real hard, hard to talk to, hard to listen. Won't take the information for what it is, and they just want to continue to live life hard. They want to continue to live life hard, and that's never the way to go, y'all. Sometimes when you're young, you don't think about it because you think that you think you know everything, but you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. You have no idea. But you don't know nothing. Even you being smart don't mean you know everything. Okay? You may know some things, but you don't know everything. You know why? Because you ain't been through enough. You know why? Because you ain't been enough of yourself, knowing yourself, what you've been through, what you've been through. Nobody knows what you've been through. Okay? You may have the book smart, the intelligence, but nobody knows you better than you. What you've been through, what's been your struggle. That's how I look at things. What you've been through. 9 times out of 10, y'all. Some of us have been through some things. We got a story to tell. I got a story, you got a story, we all got a story to tell, okay? And this is how I look at YouTube. YouTube should be a place where we share some information that helps each other, not destroy each other. See, on this live, people will leave because those people that leave, they are used to hearing a lot of negative stuff, a lot of stuff that doesn't vibrate with them. And I understand that. I go, and I never get mad because if I was looking for the views, I would say like, share, and subscribe. But I can't say like, share, and subscribe because you're looking for something out there in life. And this page here, you may not be looking for that, what you're looking for. Your mind may be on something else that you're searching for, what intrigues you. You know, me eating this food right here may not intrigue you, right? It may not intrigue you, but for some people it will. Some people it will inspire. You know what I'm talking about? It'll happen. You just gotta catch the message, catch the vibration, catch my vibration. Half the time we don't listen to each other enough to understand each other. Half the time we don't listen to each other to understand each other. And we become lost souls out here. But I notice how we look at stuff online, you know, and we see stuff in a negative way, and it doesn't turn out good for our mental, right? Sometimes there's a lot of lies and slander, gossip. What's the difference between slander and gossip? Slander will be somebody out there to get you, say all kind of nasty things about you. You're this, you're that, try to tear you down. But people don't know what you've been through, right? Nobody knows what you've been through. Nobody knows what you've been through. But you know your struggles. You got a story. We all got a story. And we should be learning from each other's stories. That's how I see this live, learning from each other's story, catching a bit of information that can probably change your life or open your mind up about how you're feeling about a certain thing that's going on in your life. And trust me, some of us do got a lot of things going on in our life. And we don't talk about it because we don't share our lives with everybody. But I tell you, sometimes talking to somebody can help you think a little bit more easier about your situation that you go through. Trust me, I've been through it. Many times I've told people, to stop doing what they're doing, and they spend more time trying to fight you than you trying to help them. And they're taking the information, understanding what you're trying to say. We all don't have to go through things, but some of us do have to go through things. I'll say that again. We all don't have to go through things, but some of us do need to go through things because some of us need to learn things the hard way. When you're going through a hard time, this is developing you into something different, something good and nothing bad, right? Change you into something good, nothing bad. The hard times should change you into something good, right? If you got a family and you're struggling, you're gonna do it for your family. I know a lot of people say I gotta do what I gotta do, good or bad, right? But you don't have to do that. But everybody's journey is different, and you gotta do what you gotta do. I was almost tempted one time to do something that I didn't want to do, but I could feel that devil on my shoulder. I could feel him telling me, "You ain't got no choice." I'm saying to myself, I do have a choice. But on my shoulders that day, the devil was telling me, "You ain't got no choice. You can't even feed your family." And that shit made me upset. It made me upset, y'all. Because that day, the devil was right. I couldn't feed my family. That day, the devil was right on my ass. He said, "You can't feed your family. So you got to go out there and rob somebody and take." But that angel on my shoulder kept telling me, "No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it." But when that devil told me, "You ain't got no choice," I said, "I got to do it." That angel kept telling me, "Don't do it." But that devil told me, "You ain't got a choice but to do it." And by golly, man, this was a time when the World Trade Centers had went down, no job, out of work for about 2 years, unemployment ran out, you know, paper application was going on around that time. And I'm like, man, what do I do? Waiting for that phone to ring, way before these cell phones, y'all. We were waiting on the house phone. hmm We were waiting for the house phone to ring. Did you know standing in a bedroom with all those walls around you is just like being in jail? Staying in the room, whether it's your bedroom or in the house, wherever in the house, it's like standing and sitting in a jail waiting. You start to hear your own voice. That's how bad it got. But when that devil told me I ain't have no choice but to do it, I said, I got to get out here and do it. I got to do it. That day, when I was thinking about doing it, eventually I ended up not doing it. Probably about 2 days later, without work for about almost 2 years of not working and getting unemployment, employment ran out. I had a job, called me. I got hired, and that lady said, "I'm going to see if I can get you more money." I said, "More money?" She hung up with me and called me back and said, "I got you more money too." I was like, "What? You got me more money and a job?" got me more money and a job. I was totally shocked, y'all. That week right there, I knew that I was put through a test. And it was like the devil was on my shoulders because I could hear his voice. I could hear his voice telling me I got to go out here and do something, rob somebody to take care of my family. Because I was going to do that. But some way, somehow, I shook that monkey off my shoulders because I had a gun. I had a gun at that time. At that time, I had a big gun too, and I was going to use it too. I wasn't going to hurt nobody. I was just going to do your usual, robbing part. But I ended up not doing it. 2 days later, got called for a job. Lady got me more money. And I think I went through one of my biggest tests ever where I knew that the devil was on my shoulders because I felt him. I could hear him talking within my flesh, telling me what I got to do. I felt it that day in that room. And those were one of my struggles I went through. Like I went through that struggle and I thought that I was not going to be able to make it. And, I had that job for over 10 years, y'all. 10 years. 10 years. So trust me, you hanging there with yourself, just hanging there with yourself, you can beat any odds. You just got to go through it. You got to work it out. You got to go through it. Look, sometimes going through it means that you got to put time into it too, right? You got to put time into it too. Let me show you guys. No, it's not there now. I'll show you later. Anyway, yeah, you got to go through it. You got to go through it. In life, you got to go through it, y'all. Because if you don't go through it, you won't learn. There's a lot of dynamic ways of learning things. You can cheat your way through life, or you just go through it and put work in. Put work in. This is what, God wants us to do. God wants us to put work in. You got to learn. You got to get out here and map life out. Also, you got to understand some math in your life. Don't be adding more problems into your life. Don't be adding all these troubles into your life because this is what you're going to go through. This is the long term of life when you're making more mistakes and adding more troubles into your life because you're going to go through it longer, longer, not short, but longer. You know, a lot of people want to give up. A lot of people want to do a lot of bad things, man. Like, some people can't handle the problem that they want to do suicide. They want to do all these things just to not to go through it. And you can't do that. You just can't do that. You got to go through it. You got to go through it. That's the only way you're going to learn about yourself. That's called developing character about yourself. You got to develop yourself. You got to put time into yourself and make things right. Find the solutions, find your difficulties that's causing you a difficult time in your life and start working on making it better. That's all it is. That's what God wants you to do. Trust me, God's never going to intervene on just giving you something that you want. No, God will always protect and look over you. I'm a test of that. But in the meantime, God wants me to get up and put work in, y'all. He wants me to get up and put that work in. You got to get up and you got to put work in. You got to have ideas. You got to come up with a solution. You may have to take a job that you don't even want, but you still take that job because you don't have a job at the moment. You got to do what you got to do to take care of yourself, take care of your family. You got to do these things. Nobody's going to do it for you. Trust me. And at your weakest times, when the devil is trying to poison your mind, this is the courage side of you where it comes in to test you out, test your will out to see if your will, this is when the devil comes in to test your weak flesh to see temptations about you. You do know that the devil can learn you more than anybody, right? The devil can get some of that too now. He come in and say, let me test them out, see if they want some of this. You want some of these drugs here. What you want? Perks? You want some of these? Some alcohol? Go with that. Stuff like that, y'all. All developing character about yourself. It's all about the developing the character of who you're going to become. You ever see people that talk about this story of how difficult it was, and you're looking at them now? They would tell you, I was never like this, y'all. I didn't look like this. I didn't have nothing. I was broke, bummy, didn't have nothing. Just for them to get themselves on their feet to look like a king or a queen as they should look every day. God shines light on you. He does. You don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to have a lot of money. You don't need a lot to make it, y'all. You don't. You just need enough to get you going. You need enough to get you going. That's all. Just need enough to get you going. And it's gonna work out. You gotta put time into it. You gotta do it. I'm putting time right now with eating my fruits, right? And just taking care of myself. Within anything in life, take care of yourself. That's the most important thing. Taking care of yourself. The struggle gonna be there, y'all. Think about it. You didn't have it then, and you may not have it now. So think about what I just said. You didn't have it then, and you don't have it now. That means you have to put time into your life to get there, to get it going. I would not lie to you. If you don't put no time into your life, you won't see. You just won't see. A lot of people are gonna get mad at you when you get better for yourself. You start doing things better. But think about it. If you take a lot of time and put time into your life to get things together in your life, you're gonna see the rewards. You didn't have it then. You didn't have it now. So that tells you that you can get whatever you want in life if you put time and effort into your life and building or creating whatever your passion is. Even if you don't know, you don't have to know, but you want to get there, right? You want to pick up on some knowledge. You want to pick up on something that's got your interest in life, right? That's all it's about. Finding your interest and staying out the gutter of things, right? Stay out the gutter of things because that's going to take more of your life off, y'all. Don't put your life and time into things that's going to consume your life and waste your life away. And you'll be old or you may die. Think about that. Don't waste your life. Look there. You see that effort? That's the effort. This one took me 30 minutes to put time into eating, right? See what I did? This is the time that you have to put into yourself through your struggles, putting the right things within you, setting yourself up, for a better direction, setting your family up for a better life, better quality of life. All of what I've just said is something that means something to somebody out there. Like, share, and subscribe. You heard it first.